you. Thank you. Welcome to the Clearing the Fog working title podcast. I am your host, Jacob Prunier. I am a 21-year-old film student living in Boston, Massachusetts with my two beautiful roommates, Connor Harrington, and the producer of this show, Luke Bryan. And I'm happy to be here. Maybe 2.5 hours ago, I said, hey, Luke, let's do a podcast. Can you, I'm going to go on a run. Can you set up, make a setup, and I'll be back and we'll shoot it? And he said, yeah. So that's kind of how we're here. So I've been, for the last 2 hours, maybe not even, been thinking, what is this going to be about? And Luke has some really great notes, really good ideas. He came up with the episode idea for this one and a few others. And then I realized it's not really about what it's going to be about. It's more about why you're going to watch it. And I don't know, honestly. I have no idea why you're going to watch this. You're really doing it just based on gut, I would argue. Like, there's nothing special about this podcast, out of the millions. Probably less special, honestly. And I'm not trying to make myself feel bad. I don't feel bad. I'm really just trying to be honest. And I think, hopefully I can speak to you in some way. Hopefully others join me. Hopefully I have guests. Because I don't think it's just me that should be heard from. I don't think you need to hear from me at all, but if you want to, then you can. So yeah, as I said, I just turned 21 about a month ago. I'm a film student. I go to Emerson College, Boston. There's nothing that I want to get into too general. I kind of want to tell my story, I guess. I don't know. Just through conversation with others or just you guys. Yeah, I like to write. That's what I'm trying to do in my life. I want to write screenplays. I think I'm okay at it. I like to run. I've always kind of ran a little bit. But the last 3 or 4 months, I've really dove into the really training and really getting into it. And it's been great. It's been a huge help mentally, physically. It's been unbelievable. So, I guess that's really all. Those are my two main things. So I guess we'll just get into the idea of this episode here. So we were talking about what we wanted to make this all about, and I have nothing particularly special that I could get on here and just rant about for 30 minutes. So we're kind of going to get into little things, maybe bigger things sometimes, and just break it down way too much. Way too much. So the first one is something as simple as playing 2K. If you don't know what 2K is, it doesn't really matter, but I'll explain it. It's just a basketball game. I like basketball. I like playing video games a decent amount. Not bad. I probably play, I play almost every day, maybe 1 or 2 hours. But what really has changed in the last 4 or 5 months for me is how playing 2K has turned from just something I do, I guess, to pass time, to really being a vital part of my day. So I guess I'll just get into it. So I try to, work on myself in many ways. Everyone does. I'm not special for that, but I do it by running and trying to be productive and writing and trying to read. I have phases with reading. And I always feel like I'm doing that to combat against, things that everyone, just stress, anxiety, and everyone goes through these things. Some more severe, some less severe. And they all of those ones I just mentioned are, I would say, more of the ones I would normally, discuss. Like, I get up, I try to have a good breakfast. I don't like breakfast at all, but I try to have a good breakfast. And I write or I do homework, something. It just kind of gets my mind going. I shower, all that. Middle of the day, I go on my runs 9 out of 10 times. Huge help. They're just incredible. If I have a book, I'll read. I was just going to get those out of the way because those are the ones I would normally, stress how important they are. Until recently, when I started playing 2K every day not every day, most days, around 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon. And what I've kind of taken away from it is, and I'll explain why we're talking about this a little later on, is that for me at least, this might be just personal, but I think it could relate to others. Combating negative emotions, negative feelings with just activity and like working your brain in, I would argue, difficult ways. Not too difficult, nothing that, it's good. It's great to go on runs. It's great to write, blah, blah, blah. If you lift, it's great to whatever you do. But I think what I've learned is that you also need to kind of do relax, but really relax. Don't just relax for a little bit. And I mean, it's whatever it is. It's whatever. If you need to scroll on TikTok, sure. If you need to meditate, that's great. And for me, it's been playing 2K. I'll get on. Let's say I get on at 3:00. I've done a little bit of everything that I wanted to do in the day, and I get on at 3. I'll get on and I'll play 2 games, two 20, 30-minute games, and it's insanely relieving. It's an hour where I'm usually able to take my mind off of anything, right? Like the general stresses and anxieties, or like I don't want to feel certain ways, so I'm going to push myself. It's not even that. Like, I'm just sitting, I'm laying on my bed, playing a video game that it is passing time, but that's not how I'm taking it now. And I don't know. I found this to be very meditative the last 4 or 5 months. I think I'll do it for a while, until I don't want to, until I don't feel like it's helping anymore. And it's interesting because I deal with OCD. Totally normal thing. And I have to play 2 games. So even amount of games, I don't know. No explanation. And it's funny because that's like the perfect amount. I play 2 games, it takes an hour, and then I'm on to the next thing. But while I'm in there, while I'm relaxing, taking my time, and just like decompressing, I don't really realize it, but that's the point. Like, when I'm on a run, absolutely love this feeling, but you know that it's helping. You know that it's making you feel good. When I'm just playing 2K, I don't even realize. I'm just doing it. And that sometimes is the best thing. Just kind of being in your own space by yourself, or you could be playing with friends, family, whatever it is, and just strictly and purely relaxing. So I just wanted to share that because I think it's good. We're going to be doing this podcast every week. Wednesdays, they'll come out. There could be 3 people that watch, or like, who knows, 7? Maybe 7 will watch. And if you decide to spend time with me, and hopefully those around me that I would think I'm at least a little similar to, you could understand how I deal with things and how I feel about things. So, and also, I honestly don't know what the niche is going to be here, if there is going to be a niche. I talked about that earlier. So I think it's good to talk about how I deal with things, how I handle things. I'm going to do that every time I take a sip. Outside of that, yeah, I mean, I have zero problem addressing anything, like mentally, physically, how I feel. Yeah, I was saying I deal with OCD, some anxiety, and honestly, this is another thing. This is another thing where kind of juxtaposed to the 2K, this is like, I am addressing it. I am talking about it and like being in it for a long time. So it's very therapeutic. And I'm excited once a week, who knows, maybe twice a week at one point, to sit down and just talk. I think I don't have to have any viewers. I could be like the only one, and it would be a benefit. I also would love to get better on camera. I'm looking everywhere. I'm doing a lot of So yeah, I would love to get better on camera. As I said, I'm going into the film industry, and my roommate, the producer, Luke, is as well. Luke Bryan, not the singer. So I think for both of us, it's honestly a super healthy thing to do. He set the whole thing up. Took a while to get the shot right. I think it's great. Just a very relaxed, easygoing show that will be like this for 20 to 60 minutes a week if you decide to join. I don't know if I want to get into anything else. Goals for this show. That's what I wanted to touch on too. I want to have segments at one point, but nothing like too structured, because I want it to be loose. But like little things that maybe the start or the finish that are like just fun. They're something that, you can be like, oh yeah, this part of the podcast, I want to do that. I want to do it every week. I do not want it to be a 1 and done, a 2 and done, a 3 and done. I can only imagine how the sixth podcast will be compared to this. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing. Could be like, no, like the excitement might be gone, but I think it will stay super important. So the only way to keep going with that goal is to literally just keep recording. So yeah, that segments, I want to have guests on. I'd say at least 1 in every 3, if it was up to me. I mean, I don't have that many friends. It's not bad thing. I have very good friends. Guests, segments, consistency, and I'd love to get better on camera. I think it's not a skill you need, but for what I'm doing, even though I'm not going into acting or anything, I think it's important to expose myself to even just a fraction of what the people who I'll be hopefully helping in their job, even though I want to be a writer, I still think it's important to see what it's like on the other side of the camera. So I'm going to make sure every episode, just, know where to look next episode. Less less seconds of nothing. And yeah, that's really where I'm at right now. I want to shout out, I think that's it. Please, if you somehow stumble upon this, give feedback. You could be super mean, totally all right. Or nice, that's fine. My dream collab is the bread basket. Danny and Zach, that's the dream collab. The dream guests, I wanted to do these two. I have 4. Andrew Lincoln, actor of Rick Grimes, The Walking Dead. We'll get into that. Mr. Beast, because he's just... I'm obsessed with him. Jason Tatum, any Celtic champ. 5. I have 5. Noah Khan, you know who he is. And Bill Simmons, because I think he's probably the GOAT podcaster. And he speaks his mind. I love him. So those are my 5. And yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, if you are. If you're not, then you won't see this. Doesn't matter. And we'll be back next week to talk about something. Bye. Just getting the phone out of my sockets. The audio's the mic, kind of.